Do 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 do. Hello and welcome to this video. In this demonstration, I'm going to show you how I make a whimsical face. So I like to start with, if I'm making just a somewhat generic face, start with an oval. Slightly more, it's probably a little bit too narrow there. Let me make it more of an egg shape. Just try to get it looking as even as possible. And the way I do it is, it's nothing that I invented, it's just the way that I learned. And it's just one way of doing it. I'm just sharing the way I like to do it that helps me. So one line directly down the middle. And then when you think about the eyes, the middle of the pupil, that's slightly above the center. Use my ruler for straighter lines. Even that's too high up. Make it a little bit lower. I want it to look a little bit more youthful. I'm going to make a woman's face. A young woman's, the eyes are going to be a little bit lower towards the center. Okay, so this is my eye line. Then the general rule is you take this half and cut it in half again, and that is roughly the bottom of the nose. So make another mark there. And then another halfway point down between here and here is about the middle of the mouth. Okay, some people just stop here and start filling in the features, but to really help make sure that you get your proportions right, I like to do a little bit more sometimes. So I also want to envision where the eyebrows are going to be. And you can make as many guidance lines as you need. So let's say middle of the eyebrows. Make them really high or low, but I'm going to make them about average. So I'm going to make this another line across. And when I want to think about where I want the eyes to be on the face, I'm actually going to measure. And I have a very messy ruler, so it's hard to see, but from the edge to the center is 4 centimeters. So I'm going to make a mark at the 2.5 centimeter line, and so that's going to be the inner corner, and let's see, the outer corner, I'll make it at let's say it's about 2/3. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, so 3 less than 1 there, if that makes sense. So I'll do the same thing over here and I'll measure that amount out. And so in between, it's 1, yeah, 2 and 2 1/4. So we'll go. Oops, let me back up here. Okay, so this line is just under 1 1/2. I was doing it the hard way. There. And then you know that you'll have them at least the same size from corner to corner. Now to make sure that the shapes are the same, I'm again going to use my ruler. I'm going to mark an area on the top and an area on the bottom. Then from here I'm going to just kind of fill in the shape that I want for the eye. So say from this corner to here, a slight curve, straightens out on top, and then curve down to that corner. And then same thing here, go down, curve and corner. So just follow the same shapes here. And it won't necessarily be exact, but it'll be pretty close. Then for the eyebrows, kind of do, I'll start just in front of the corner of the eye, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it here. Forgive the pun, but you could still measure. So that's actually, oh, that's right on 1 centimeter. So 1 centimeter from the middle line here, 1 centimeter from the middle line there, and then I'll extend it. Let's say 1/2 centimeter from the edge of the face. Another 1/2 centimeter. Oops. And I'm just going to do a general outline of the shape to fill in later. Then for the nose, and I'm just blocking in the basic shapes. The fun part comes after you erase all the guidance lines and just kind of give it some more personality. But for the nose, and again, just for a head-on view, make a little semicircle there, and then nostrils go like that, and then just a little comma. It's about as easy as it gets there. And I'm going to start erasing some of these lines so I can kind of get a better idea of how I want to shape the mouth. So for lips, I'm going to do a little V right in the middle. So remember, this is the middle of the mouth. So a little V, and then swoop down. And again, you could give yourself some guidance lines if you needed to draw a straight line from the corner down, if that helps. I'm just going to kind of compare as I go. And then lips aren't usually straight across, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a down and up. And the bottom lip, make it nice, and we'll make this one a full and pouty mouth. Like that. Okay, and I'm going to just start evening out some of these shapes. It was a little bit lopsided on the chin and cheek area, so I'll take care of that. And I forgot about ears. For ears, generally, a lot of people tend to make them too small. Generally, the bottom of the ear is at nose level, and the top is just above the eye. Again, simple shapes here, pretty much just curve in and down, just a little. Sometimes I cheat and I don't paint, or I don't draw both ears. I'll just do one ear and use, hair to cover it. But okay, all right. So those are ears, and erase some of those other lines. So now I know the eyes are pretty even and they're roughly the same size and same shape, but I'm going to smooth them out a little bit because all these hard angles are not very not very realistic. Even though we're painting a whimsical face, we still want it to be somewhat, round and soft. So I'm gonna just kind of go over the line, smooth it out, and same with that side. This is a good time to experiment with different eye shapes. When you get more comfortable, you can really start developing your own style and your own distinguishable look, and it's a lot of fun. All right, so for the pupils, you make an almost full circle, but the top meets the top of the eye. Otherwise, they look very surprised. So make it big and full. If you have a hard time making these even, you can again make more guidance lines if you need to. So that's the iris. I think I said pupil. I meant iris. The pupil. Right in the middle. Make it a little bit bigger. And fill it in, leave a little highlight. Still looks weird, I know. We're not done yet. For the eyelid, I'm going to start at the corner of the eye and go out. And then there's a lower lash line there. Before I go on, I kind of want to give a look of some hair. I'm just going to simply block in the swoop down the forehead. I can still kind of see my headline, or the shape of the head, even where I erased it. I want to make sure not to go too low. Small foreheads can also be a struggle for a lot of people learning how to draw faces. So I'm just going to block that in like that. And on the other side. And give her a neck. I tend to go roughly, for a whimsical look, I go from the side of the pupil down, the outside of that pupil and down. Then shoulder. Sorry about that. Shoulder. All right. There's a lot more that could be done with the hair, but for now I just want to do that. Okay. So yes, the eyes still look kind of odd. I'm going to, oops, envision the side of the nose kind of meeting up at the corner of the eyebrows. So I wouldn't necessarily draw both lines on the sides. Kind of depends on your light source if you decide to shade it. But I'm just going to do one side and give some fullness to the eyebrows. Instead of drawing a line straight across, I'm actually going to show drawing on little individual hairs. They go first up, then over. Same thing here, up. Then they slant more sideways as you get closer. Again, this is just one way to do it. And I'm going to shade in the top of the iris. Give it more of a relaxed look on the face. And fill in a little darken that up. I'm going to zoom in on that other eye so you can see that better. Oops. So I just shade it along the top. Darkening, oops, darkening along the outside of the iris. and making little marks that go down. Like that. And at this point I can see that I actually want the lower lower section of the eye not to be so low. So I'm going to change that shape a little bit. I think I'll erase that too. I'm going to go down the corner, a little shape for the corner of the eye. Across. That's a little higher up and a little bit more flat, and I like that look better. Again, make a little corner. Across. Lower lash line. Okay, now for the eyelashes. Start at the inner corner. Another thing that's really easy for people to do is to make them too evenly spaced, too evenly long. Real lashes tend to cross and they look imperfect. The lower lashes kind of in between the bottom of the eye and that fold for the lower lash line, and again, not too perfect. All right, let's do that on the other side. So as they're more towards the inner corner, they tend to curve this way. Towards the middle, they tend to look like they're going more straight up and down. Along the outside corner, they go out this way more. I'm just going to darken the mouth a bit. Subtle shading on the bottom. Subtle shading here. Nostrils. I'm going to change this line a little bit here. A bit more feminine, make it swoop in and around. I could spend a lot more time on this, shading, coloring. I could change my mind and turn her into an elf. I could add some flowers in her hair. Obviously it's endless what you can do from just making a simple face. So for this one, I'm going to leave it as is, because this is already almost 30 minutes in, and I hope this helped you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment in the description. Let me know if you want to see more faces, if you want me to do more, more variety of features and all that, and shading, coloring, anything you want to see. I'd like to know what that is. So yeah, leave your comments and questions, and I'll see you in the next video.